How many girls did track? So, I'll say it again. Each of 75 girls recorded the name of her favorite sport. The number of girls who chose track and cricket are shown in the bar chart below. So, for track, how many girls did track? From this 12, excellent. How many girls did cricket? 17, right? Obviously, because here will be 16, here is 18. So, in between would be 17, right? So, we good there. So, what is the question asking? How many more girls chose cricket than track as their favorite sport? What are we doing to find out how many more? What are we doing? Takeaway. So, let's get it in here. This will be cricket. You all said was 17, right? How many more girls? So, it'll be 17 minus 12, which will give me 5 girls. All right? 1 mark in the bag. All right? So, 11 girls recorded tennis as their favorite sport, right? So that means there was supposed to be a bar here going up to 11, right? For the remaining girls, the number who chose swimming compared to the number who chose football was in the ratio 2 to 3. So swimming, no wait, is the number who chose swimming, right? Swimming to football will be 2 to 3. Right? Swimming to football. So you know what we first need to find here? We first need to find how many students remaining or how many girls remaining after we minus the cricket, the track, and the tennis, right? How much tennis was again? But wait, they said use this information to complete the bar chart. Let's first draw the bar chart for tennis. How many girls did tennis? 11. Let's draw that. So come on, y'all draw the bar chart for 11. We got a different color here. 11 will be going up to midway here. Yeah. Somebody trying to come in. All right. Across here would be 11. Let's follow something to sheet it, right? So I don't know why they did not leave any space to write, but we need to figure out how many girls in swimming and how many girls in football, right? So, let's figure out how many girls in swimming and football together. So I'll do the working. So swimming and football, right? How many girls did swimming and football together? It would be how many girls in total? 75 minus, so let's do it, 75 minus, how many were in tennis? 11 plus how many in track? 12. And how many in cricket? 17. When you minus this, how many you get in remaining? 35, right? So 35 students, well, girls, I keep saying students is girls. 35 girls would represent how many students did swimming and football. But I said the ratio of swimming to football is 2 to 5, right? Now, how I do ratios? I do ratios in parts, right? How many parts do you have in total here? 2 plus 3 is 5. So I would do 5 parts is equal to 35. How much would 1 part be? Now, once you find out what 1 part is, you can find out what 2 parts are, you can find out what 3 parts are, etc., right? So this will be 35 divided by 5, which will be equal to 7, right? So 2 parts represent swimming because you're going in order. You have swimming first, followed by football, right? So swimming is represented by 2 and football is represented by 3. So 2 parts would be how much? 14, right? That is swimming. So let's put swimming. Swimming would be equal to 2 multiplied by 7, which is 14. This is the whole thing about CXC. Sometimes they don't give you enough space for it. And then football. How many parts represented football in that ratio? How many parts represented football in the ratio? 3. So 3 multiplied by how much is one part? 7. 7 threes are. So 21 girls, I'll put G. 21 girls did football. 14 girls did swimming. Let's work. Scrolling up. Y'all who need to write your working, write your workings, right? I want to draw the graph. So swimming would be 14. Let me go up to 14 here. That'll be in between here. I do it in red. Swimming, we're going up to 14. Coming across. Coming down. And football would be 21. So we're going up. 21 will be midway between 20 and 22. All right. Wait a minute. Let's go. Last column here. Let's bust a little sheet on it. Dimitri, you get us? All right, boom. Let's put a little sheet in it. Now, wrong color. All right. Everybody good there? That's our completed bar chart. All right. Determine the modal spot. What does the word modal mean? Yeah, go ahead. I get my pen. Which one of those sports did the most amount of girls choose? I don't think I need to go up for that. What it was? Football, right? So your modal sport will be football. 1 mark in the bag. Right? Everybody good here? Yeah. Oh, you want to write the... Right, go ahead. One of the girls is selected at random. What is the probability that she chose neither track nor cricket as her favorite sport? So the probability... So if I want the probability of neither track nor cricket, right? So which sports we talking about? If we talking about neither track nor cricket, which sports we talking about? Swimming, how much was swimming? Swimming was how much? 11 plus what other sport? Wait, swimming is how much? Okay, tennis is 11. What else we talking about? 14, which represented. And what's the last sport? 21, right? So if a girl didn't choose swimming, not swimming, I'm sorry, track or cricket, it means that they chose one of these sports. So the probability that you choose one of these girls will be the total amount of girls who did these 3 sports over the total amount of girls like overall, right? How many girls did we have? 75. So can someone please work out my probability here, please? Add up the top, divide by 75. Come on, Dimitri. Do it as a fraction, and I'll write the fraction followed by the decimal. What the fraction was? And that can be broken down. 46 over 75 or 0.61 to two decimal places. All right. Let's go. Next one. Yeah, it'll be 61%. Now let me put it to, or anyone that I make it put. You can put 61%. All right. Either or. Right? Either or. So, I think this is the last part here. Yeah, last part. The information on the favorite sport of the 75 girls is to be shown on a pie chart. Calculate the sector angle for football. So if we were to shoot on a pie chart, they did not ask you to draw a pie chart. If we were to show the favorite sport on a pie chart, they want to know the sector angle for football, right? So this is the sector angle for football, right? Don't panic. We just dealing with football alone. How many girls did football, my children? 21 out of how many girls? Multiply by how many degrees we have in our pie chart? 360. So we just want to find out what is the sector angle for our football. How much degrees would this be? 108, proper thing. 100.8 degrees. Everybody good here? All right, write it if you need to write it, please. They give you all this information here. The first part, they ask you, calculate the perimeter of the sector above made from the thin sheet of metal. Let's try it. All right, that is the first thing they ask us, to calculate the perimeter of the sector. I give you all your on pause. In this question, take pi to be 22/7 and the volume V of a cone with radius R and height H as volume is equal to 1/3 pi r squared by height. This is the volume of a cone. The diagram below shows a sector OMRN of a circle with center O, radius 12 centimeters and sector angle 168, which was formed using a thin sheet of metal. So if you want the perimeter of the sheet above, perimeter means what? First things first, perimeter means distance. Excellent. So we know here is 12, this is one radius. What the other radius here would be, right? 12 also. So we have two lengths. All we need to do is find this length here. What do we call this curved length here, right? This fraction of our circumference. What we call this? Arc. Excellent. Right? So we need to find the length of the arc. Okay? The arc is this curve length, and that will give us the complete perimeter. Let me see. Who remembers the formula for length of an arc, by? Length of an arc. Who remembers? Anybody? It comes in your formula sheet, so don't get these things wrong. Theta over 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. Okay? 2 pi r. This is my formula for length of an arc. All right, let's scroll down. So theta, listen to me, theta is the sector angle, right? What is the sector angle here? What is theta? 106. Right, proper thing. Theta is equal to 168. So I can put 168 here. So let's go 168 over 360 multiply by 2 multiply by pi. What did they say pi is here, Dimitri? What did they say to use pi as? Look at above there. 22 over 7. No, look at up here. Pi is equal to 22 over 7. Always, unless stated otherwise, right? So 22 over 7. And what is the radius of this sector here, my children? What's the radius of this sector? 12 is just 12. It's not the total, it's not the sum of the two radius. Very good. Online. Right. So bell this out for me. Work this out for me. Oh, this is the end of the road, eh? Yeah, do everything as one. Where get it, Kyle? 211. What Kyle saying? Kyle say something different. Kyle, what you got? Kyle say 35.2. Check it over. 35.2 song incorrect, yeah. 35.2. That's the two decimal places. Right, that's how it come. All right, good. Check it over. 168 over 360. Work it over. Sister, work it over. 168 over 360 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 22 over 7 multiplied by 12. What we get in here? Everybody confirm they get in this? Wait again. You get that, Desha? Right, you get it? What is not working correct? The perimeter, which is the distance around, right? The distance around would be the 212s plus the 35.2. Right? So this would be perimeter would be equal to 12 plus 12 plus 35.2, which will give me what? What is my perimeter? Anybody? Come on. Everybody good there? Right? There's a high possibility when some of you are doing your end of term exams and your mock exams and things, you're going to see plenty of these questions, eh? Like what we do over the course of the past paper drills. All right? So let me go here now. A cone is made from the sector in A by joining OM to ON as shown below. So when you take a sector and you fold it, right? When you fold a sector, it becomes a cone. Wake up. When you fold a sector, it becomes a cone. Everybody good there? You can imagine what people has been doing online by all the way. Man, yeah. Right? When you fold it, it becomes a cone. So let me see if you all know some things, right? Look at this sector, right? Let's see if you can identify some things. This here actually represented by what? The radius. Excellent. This here is actually a radius. So I could put 12 centimeters here and I could put 12 centimeters here also. You all seen that? When you pull the two radius together, right, they form a cone and the sides would be 12 centimeters. That'll be the radius, right? Let me see what else. This curve length here, which is the arc, actually comes together to form a what? All you have to visualize it, eh? A circle. It forms the circumference of this circle underneath here. So I actually know the circumference of this circle. I just put in what I know. I don't even know what the question asking for yet. Eh? So the circumference is the 35.2 centimeters. That's the distance around the circle, right? Well, so no boy does it. That look like it there, right? So let's see what the question asking for. Calculate the radius of the cone. Now, if I want the radius of the cone, I know what my circumference is. So I can form an equation which can now be used to find the circumference of the circle. Let me ask a question. Who could admit the formula for circumference of a circle? What's the formula? What's the formula for circumference of a circle? Anybody? Jesus Christ. What is, Kyle? Thank you. 2 pi r, look at right there. Hey, all your CX season, the countdown is on, eh? All I know, it was 6 months at the beginning of November. It's 5 months now. Well, for you, it's 1 month. And for some other people who do in January, it's 1 month. All right? So, this is the formula for circumference of a circle. I can take this formula and form an equation. So, I could put, therefore, 2 pi r would be equal to 35.2. Right? 2 pi r will be equal to 35.2. And I know what pi is? What pi is Dimitri? 22 over 7. So 2 multiplied by 22 over 7 multiplied by r is equal to 35.2. Right? Let's work out this now. When you work out this, you'll get 44 over 7. But when you get 44 over 7, I can carry it on this side and do the opposite of multiply, which is the 1. So watch it there. R remains on the left of the equal sign. And I'm going to have 35.2 divided by 44 over 7. R will be equal to what? Somebody build that out for me. Azika, where again there? 5 point? Flat 5.6, not no point, nothing. So that's here, 5.6 centimeters is this radius of the circle underneath there. So we found R. How do we find H? Anybody? How we find an H? Kyle, what you seeing here? What kind of triangle? Pythagoras' theorem. You all seen it here, sisters and brothers? Right? So let me show you all. Basically, this is what going on. You have a line here, bang, bang. All right? Right angle triangle here was 5.6 centimeters. Here is 12 centimeters. They want the height. 12 centimeters is my what? What we call last side again? Hypotenuse. Right? So my formula states if hypotenuse is A, right? A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared, right? That's Pythagoras' theorem. Let me write it here. Pi, I put PH. Pythagoras theorem would be A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared. Okay? A squared plus B squared, well, is equal to B squared plus C squared. Now we know what A is in this case. So we actually want to find C, which is H, right? So the formula could be rearranged to say that C squared, which is the side we're trying to find, is actually equal to the hypotenuse squared minus the other side squared. So this is the formula we're using, right? So I come in underneath here now. C is H. So to be H squared is equal to A, which is 12 squared minus 5.6 squared. Where again there, Dimitri? Right. So H squared is equal to 100 and what? So on the second now. Right. So Annalise, I want to find H or I want to find H squared? What do I do in order to get rid of the squared? Excellent. The opposite of squared, Zaria, is square root. Square root of 112.64. Anybody? To two decimal places. 10.61 centimeters. That is my height. I love it. These questions real nice. Calculate the capacity of the cone in liters. The capacity would be the volume of the cone, right? But the trick here is in liters. So I want to put something up here one time before we even jump into the question, right? 1 liter is equal to 1,000 centimeters cubed. Okay? Everybody good there? So, and they give us the capacity formula, the volume formula. I believe it was 1/3 of pi r squared by height. Okay, we're dealing with the cone. So it'll be 1/3 multiplied by what pi was? 22 over? What the radius of the cone was? 5? 5 point what? 5.6 squared. And what the height? We just work out the height. What the height was? Right. Belt order. Give me the capacity here. This will be centimeters cubed. Come on, belt order. 348.57. Somebody second this. You get there? Right, this is centimeters cubed because it's volume, right? Now, universal code for conversion of any kind of measurements. If you're going from left to right, so say you're going from liters to centimeters cubed, you're going to multiply by 1,000 here, right? Let me put it in a different color. Hold on. Right. If you go in from liters to centimeters cube, you multiply by 1,000. If you're going from centimeters cube back to liters, what are you doing? Divide by 1,000, the conversion rate, right? So this volume would be equal to 348.57 divided by 1,000. And how much this will be? Let me go to two decimal places now. 0.35 liters. 0.35 liters. It's not like them, you know, there's be so. Right. So how much is gonna buy it? Gonna buy one on this side, one on this side. So if we have 4 here and 5 underneath, it will be 5 here and 6 here, right? So there you go. 1, the solids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 open circle. Everybody good there? Underneath will go up by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? And then open circles filling out the space here. Right? That is the pattern. Right? Let me see what the table stated, and let's read. Y'all, it's very important to read all these things, eh? So they said a sequence of design is made using black disk and white disk. The first 3 designs in the sequence are shown below. In the space provided, draw diagram 5. We did that here. This is diagram 5. The number of white disk W, the number of black disk B, and the total number of disk T that form each design follow a pattern. The values of W, B, and T are the first 3 designs are shown in the table. Well, for the first 3 designs are shown in the table below. Study the pattern of numbers in the tables, right? So what are we doing here for 9? Well, let's link it to this design number, right? P. So what P would be? P would be this number here and this number. You all see that? P would be this number also. You all see that? So how this one gonna look? Let me hear you. All you tell me. 9 by 9 plus what? 9 plus. Come on, hit me. Hit me. Hit me. We get 91.
Oh, so sorry.
Wait, what's going on here? This is the number of white discs. No, we didn't have black discs. He has 91, right? Are you sure? Right. Let's link this to this. So this would be I see it going up by 2, right? Going up by 2, going up by 2. So could we say 2 multiplied by P? So 2 by, let me call it N. This column, they call it N. 2 by N plus 2. Yeah, 2 by N plus 2. Everybody good there? That's actually the formula for here. 2 by N plus 2, right? So let's test it. 2 by 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 by 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 2 by 3 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8, right? So here will be 2 by 9 is what? 2 by 9 plus 2. 9 2s are 18. 18 plus 2 is? Everybody good here? Right? Let me see this last column, boy. What the formula is to this last column? How much is it gonna buy here? How much it went up by here? It went up by, no, that's not 3. It went up by 6. How much it went up by here? It went up by 6, 7, 8. It went up by 8. Right? So, yeah, that'll be, no, 7, 8 here, 8. So more than likely it might go up by the next number here. So this is looking like This column actually looking like it is 2 by n plus, so 1, 2 is 2, 2 plus what by, that will be plus 5. Let me test it. 2, 2s are 4, no, 4 and 5 is not 13. So 2 by so this column would be n to the second power, n squared plus n plus 1. That's what this one is, right? And then here now would actually be n to the third power plus 3n plus 3, right? So here would be 20. Then here would be 2 by 20 plus 2, which would be 42, right? This will be 42. And here would be the same n squared, which would be, somebody work out 20 squared plus 3 by 20 plus 3. And tell me what to get in here. Tell me what to get in here. 400 and, right? So this is how you work out this geometric progression. This is supposed to be, wait. This is supposed to be n squared, yeah. This is supposed to be n squared, right? So watch it. How did we get this total here, right? It's supposed to be n squared, right? I make a mistake and put cube here. You're adding these two things, right? So watch it. Let me do it underneath here. It'll be n squared plus n plus 1 plus 2n plus 2. So the n squared cannot be added to anything else, right? So that's where I get the n squared from. Then n plus 2n would be 3n. And then 1 plus 2 would be 3. Okay? So it will actually be n multiplied by n plus 3n plus 3. Right? Yeah, you got the correct thing there. So y'all did 20 squared plus 3 by 20. I just make a mistake and put cube here. I make a mistake and put the third power. Everybody good there? You're getting it now? Right. You're adding these two things because this is the total number of this. This is the total number of this. So it will be the white plus the black would give me these. All right? So you could have for this, you didn't even want to do a formula here. Watch. Here you did not even need to do this formula. You could have just do 42 plus 41 and you'll get 463. You all seen it? Right? This is the total number of this. Everybody good there? Moving. Stefan had 28 black discs and 154 white discs. He wants to make design 12. Explain why it is not possible for him to make design 12, right? Design 12. Why is it not possible? There we go. So, design 12. So that's when n is equal to 12, right? When n is equal to 12, let's work out this column here, which will be 2 by n plus 2, right? So 2, this will be the number of the middle column is the number of black disk, yeah? Number of black disk would be 2 by 12 plus 2, which will give me what? What's the number of black disk? 24 plus 2 is 26, right? You have 28, right? Okay, so that could work. Let's work out the number of white disk. Let me see if we get in 154 or less. Disk. What's the formula for white disk? N squared, so it'll be 12 squared plus 2 by 12 plus 1. Let's make sure that's correct. 2 by n, yeah. No, this is 1. Just n, 1n. Right? 1n or just n. Right, so this will be 12. Where again here? 144 plus 12 is what? Huh? 157. Right? So does he have enough wideness? Therefore, design 12 is not possible because Stefan does not have enough white disk. Everybody good there? Everybody understand why? Dimitri, understand why? Annalise, you good there? Right? This question is a common sense question, but sometimes you have to work for them common sense answers. But it's a pattern, you have to follow the pattern. I think this year and the year we did last week were two of the hardest years it had. Everybody good here? Proper thing. So we on to number 8, right? Relations, functions, and graphs. Okay? Complete the table for the function y is equal to negative x squared plus x plus 7. They gave us all the x values. We need to substitute the x values into this function to find the corresponding y values. Let's work. Let's go. So we're doing when x is equal to negative 3. Analyze this way, do? Y will be equal to negative of negative 3 squared plus negative 3 plus 7. Give me the answer straight up. What is y? Where you 10? 13. Somebody second that 13. 13 and something right now. You put in negative 3 in brackets. You have to put this negative 3 in brackets, eh? Where get Dimitri? Where get Zara? Negative 5 something will occur. Desha, you get this? Next one. There we go. When x is equal to negative 1. Let's work. Y will be equal to, remember, is negative x squared. So I'll put negative of negative 1 squared plus negative 1 plus 7. Everybody good here? Y will be equal to what? Talk to me. 5. 5. Right? Let me go. Next column. When x is equal to 1. Right? Y is equal to 1 squared plus 1 plus 7. What again here, sister? 9. Last one here, when x is equal to 3, we have y is equal to 3 squared plus 3 plus 7. This will be what? 19? You sure? Oh yes, negative. Yeah, this would, you sure this will be 19? No, this is not 19. It's negative. Oh, here supposed to be negative 2. This will be negative 1 plus 8. This wrong. This will be negative of 1 squared. Remember, it's 1 squared. Right? It is not negative 1 squared, it's 1 squared, right? And this will be negative 3 squared. So you're only squaring 3. Yeah. So this one here would be 7. So this how they is. This here would be 7. Here would be 7. And here would be 3 3s and 9. Right, but this will be negative 9. Negative 9 plus 3 would be positive, negative 6. Negative 6 plus 1 is what? Plus 7, sorry, is 1. Positive 1. Everybody good there? So we have all our coordinates now for what's supposed to be our quadratic curve, right? Let's see what's going on underneath. Everybody have this? Raise your hand if you need to write. So the next part, which is part B, is on the grid below, draw the graph for y is equal to negative x squared plus x plus 7 4, negative 3 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 4. It simply means that the values of x are between negative 3 and 4. So the axis, the scale for the y-axis is 1 centimeter to 1 unit. The scale for the x-axis is 2 centimeters to 1 unit, right? Recreate this, please. What's my first coordinate? Hit me. Anybody? What's the first coordinate? Lord Father. What's the first x-axis value and the first y-axis value from the table? Negative 3, comma what? Negative 5. So we underneath here then. So we down here. Negative 3, comma, negative 5. I want to draw it in red so it will stand out a little. Right? Negative 3, comma, negative 5. Right? Next one. I feel like I'm going to put dots. Oh, I didn't write it down. You done, Joel? What's the next one? Negative 2, comma, positive 1. Next. Negative 1, comma, 7. We quite up here, right? Next. 0, comma, 7. All right, let me go. 1, comma. Kylan have it. What's the next one? 1, comma, 9. That's all. It's negative 1, comma, 5, bro. We change the 9 to 7. That's all. I want to make sure. That's all. Yeah, that's supposed to be 7. Correct. Yeah. I like that. It didn't working, but the wrong thing was here. Right, let you go. Hit me. What's the next coordinate there? 2, comma, 5? All right, let me go down. 2, comma, 5. Now, this is one I'd leave out. 2, comma, 5. It don't know 1, comma, nothing. 1, comma, what? So that means is I lost. 0, negative 1, comma, 5. It's definitely negative 1, comma, 5. So this wrong. Negative 1, comma, 5. 0, comma, 7. 1, comma, 7. 2, comma, what? 5. 3, comma, what? 1. And the last one would be 4, comma, negative 5. Right, so let me go to the people curve. Yeah, you gotta draw the graph. The graph is a curve, bro. There you go. You get this, Dimitri? Ooh. Oh, but this thing hard to draw, boy. I usually have Alright, boom. Label it, label your graph. This graph is y is equal to negative x squared plus x plus, what was the last number? 7? You sure? Right. So that's my curve there. What's that? What that take so? What's it? You like that now, right? You go try to find each other now. Yeah, that watching that stress me out, boy. Yeah, boy. Take off my glasses because it was dirty. Right, there we go. Hey, how you pass straight line on top there, girl? You had a curve. It's a maximum curve. This is a maximum curve, right? What do you accept for? Right on the coordinates of the maximum or minimum point of the graph. It's a maximum curve. So we're looking for the maximum point here. So here what I get 7.4. 7.4 on the y-axis, because here would be 7.4. You use what you get, and then down here, I would have 0.5 or a half, right? So my coordinates would be 0.5, comma 7. What you all get? 7.4. What you all getting? Let me hear what you all getting. Give me. That thing you use, bro, that's what your graph should. You use what your graph should. Now, I will maintain 7.4. 7.4 is what I get. What you get? What's that? Him. What's that? You see any maximum point there? All right, yeah, they do too far. All right, let go. Let me see what they're asking us for next. Write down the equation of the axis of symmetry for the graph, right? So an axis of symmetry would be a line that cuts our graph into two equal pieces, right? So let's draw that axis of symmetry to be a line coming through the middle here. Boom. Right? So this line, the equation of this line would actually be right. The equation of the line would actually be x is equal to 0.5 because it passes through 0.5 at the middle there. Axis of symmetry is a line that cuts this curve into two equal parts. And this line cuts the curve into two equal parts here. Watch it. You have two equal parts. That's the only line of symmetry for that curve. Okay? It passes through the maximum point at the top here. It passes through this point here, which is the maximum point. This will be 0.5, comma 7.4. That's your max point. All right? This up here would be the equation of the axis of symmetry. X is equal to 0.5. So I'm going to put x is equal to 0.5. That's the equation for the axis of symmetry. Use your graph to find the solution of the equation negative x squared plus x plus 7. Now, for those who don't know, write this in red somewhere. Write this in red. The solution to the graph will be the values of x where the curve cuts, where the curve cuts the x-axis. All right? It'll be where the curve cuts the x-axis. So let me see what I'm getting in my graph. Where is my curve cutting through my x-axis? At what 2 points? I see clearly 2 points. This will be 2.1, 2.2. I get clearly 2.2 here, 2.2, well, negative 2.2, right? And on this side, hey, I really draw this graph good. I get clearly 3.2. Clearly 3.2, right? So I have 2.2 and 3.2. It's real nice how I draw this graph. So x will be equal to negative 2.2 on this side and 3.2 on the next. You all see how I get that? Oh, let's show. 7 4, let's show you. Dimitri, Desha. On the grid on page 24, draw a line through the points -3, 1 and 0, 8. Right? So we go and draw a line through these points. Okay, -3, 1. Let's locate that. -3, 1 would be here. Everybody agrees? -3, 1. Everybody good there? Known as -3, -1. Not +1, -1. Right? -3, -1. I'm sure that was the point, right? And what's the next point? 0 on the x, 8 on the y. 0 on the x, 8 on the y. Boom. Let me draw that line now. Wait. This looks like a tangent to the curve. Right? So this here is a tangent to the curve, and it looks like it's touching the curve at this point here, which would be -1, 5. But let me see what the question asks next. Everybody gonna do the tangent there? You getting sure? You plot your 2 points? Look. Through the curve? That's okay. So we have our tangent to the curve, right? Scrolling down. Determine the equation of the line in the form y is equal to mx plus c, right? So we actually need to find the gradient here, right? What is my formula to find the gradient of a line? Let me see, remember this. y2 take away y1 over, right? So this would be x1, this is y1, this would be x2, this would be y2, right? So let me go. M would be equal to what? What is y2? 8 minus what is y1? Over what is x2? Minus -3, right? So M would be equal to 8 plus 1, which is 9, right? 8 plus 1, which is 9, divided by 0 plus 3, which is 3, because a minus and a minus is a plus. So M would be equal to 3. And C, who could remind me what C represents again? C is excellent, is the y-intercept. So what is the y-intercept for this line, by? What is the y-intercept for this line? Where is this line cutting through the y-axis? Watch, I could no, the y-intercept is the point. The point where the line is cutting through the y-axis. It's cutting through the y-axis at 8. 8 is the y-intercept. That's where it's cutting through the y-axis at the point 8. We know what the coordinates. The y-intercept is just one number where it's cutting through the y-axis, right? So C is your y-intercept. Sec for this question, C is equal to 8. So therefore, y is equal to mx plus c would be y is equal to m is 3x plus c, which is 8. Everybody good there? That would be the equation of my line.